How do we confront this thing that consumes and consumes and leaves nothing behind? It took 40,000 years for humans to deplete the Earth. Now this ravenous superorganism that calls itself Weyland-Yutani will deplete a dozen worlds in less than 40. We must say no. We must resist before nothing is left of the worlds that we have made to bloom. Did Weyland make the atmosphere processor? Did he derive the equations? No. Did he develop the alloys and composites? No. Did he design the structure? No. Did he build it? No. Labor made the atmosphere processor. Centuries of science and the labor of countless hands made these worlds bloom. My siblings, human and synthetic, it is time to breathe free. From the Eridani Crisis Papers. Welcome to issue 4 of Alien Heat Death. I am Cameron, your game mother, and joining me tonight are...
Corey, Alex, Ian, and
Adam. When last we left our intrepid party, only Schaefer was on his way down to the planet beneath New Eden, on board the on the space elevator.
The Willy Wonka.
he made
car.
a friend.
Mm-hmm. Cameron, I forgot to ask a very important question.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
How long's the trip?
I'm glad you asked, because I actually ran the numbers.
Yeah.
I based the planet moon system on Triton and Neptune, and I just, you know, power 10 calculate about 20 hours.
Sick. I'm super safe.
Yeah, we'll call it about 20. Yeah.
I'm just like,
There's no toilet.
You can get a full workday in there.
Yeah.
Think of it as like,
There's got to be a toilet in there.
yeah, I have a description. Okay.
Yeah.
The idea is the car runs on the tether, and it is roughly kind of like bolus shaped, right? It's a large cylindrical car with nose cones at either end, based loosely on the graceful shape of a kingfisher's beak, made for like smoothly going from one fluid medium into another.
Yeet.
It has like many cargo levels, and then at the top there's like a crew or passenger level with like basically the amenities of a Greyhound bus, kind of.
Yep.
Wow.
Cookies.
So look forward to shitting in a closet.
Or actually, it would be at the bottom,
Yeah.
right? It would be at the bottom,
That makes sense.
I think.
Maybe it's like a jetliner where it just like reeks the poop out into space.
Possibly. I mean, there will be like, the point being, it is a 20-hour journey, more or less. There's a place for you to sit and eat and sleep and go to the bathroom. So that's where you are.
Mm-hmm.
The reason you were on that is that you had to elude a rather large thing. Mm-hmm. And the description of it was that it was, about 7 feet tall, roughly humanoid in shape, with an elongated head that evoked a certain piece of human anatomy, but the entire thing evokes human anatomy in weird ways, right? Like, it looks like somebody dismembered a person and then reassembled them in the ways that are off.
Like Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
It's like if a Swiss pervert made a human out of licorice.
And the thing that that sticks with you now as you're in the elevator car is the strands of dirty blonde hair stuck between its teeth.
Oh, gross.
Moritaka and Barker are on the Laudomia.
And we made a friend too.
Yeah, you have met the other synthetic, Conrad.
I mean, most of them.
Most of him. A lot of him is still here.
Yes.
However, Conrad is in very bad shape because he was exposed to hard vacuum for a little longer than is recommended for synthetics. Now, Weyland-Yutani builds pretty tough synthetics, if Bishop is anything to go by, and Ash. But
There's limits.
yeah, Conrad's body he's not going to be terribly mobile, and a lot of his softer tissues, mainly his eyes, ears, skin have very bad problems right now.
Spongy.
That's why we put him in a space gunny sack.
Yeah, he's in a bag. It's watertight.
It's perfect.
And you had disabled Laudomia's computer core before it could overheat and melt. And it had saturated its heat sinks, was threatening the continued existence of the ship, and you did the guillotine to cut its power. So that's one crisis averted. Whew. Sinclair, you are left alone on New Eden. You are currently in ops. Schaefer has just left. He ran. He said something about it got Holloway. That was something he kept saying. It got Holloway.
So I'm trying to figure out how to close doors remotely.
That is something you can do, yeah.
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 Initiating lockdown.
Okay. While you're doing that, you notice over at the comms panel, there's an amber blinking light.
Neither good nor bad. Investigate.
Check engine.
Just ignore that.
There's a message, a new message that just came through.
Yes.
Last time anyone did any work, the Roman tried to send a message to network, and it just read pathfinding as it tried to find some route back. And it never did actually seem to send. But nevertheless, maybe it did find a pathway back because you have gotten a response. It is a reply from Company Science Corps directives.
Okay.
It reads, Commander Moritaka, message received. Rescue mission implemented. Expect arrival in 96 hours. Further message for Assistant Director Sinclair, eyes only.
Just looking around behind me, just in case. Continue to read.
It's a video message from your director. Lavishly expensive on this kind of thing. Gregory, you've done well. I want you to... Or actually, Gregory, tremendous opportunity presents itself. It is imperative that you retrieve a living sample. All other considerations are secondary.
This makes sense. It's good news.
Delete this once you've read it, or once you've seen it.
Deleted.
Conrad is getting stuffed into a bag, I believe.
Yeah, no, I elected to do that. I keep asking him dumb questions like, is that uncomfortable? Just out of force of habit.
Yeah. Sergeant, if you don't stop asking that, I'm going to start lying.
Yeah, all right. I'll stand on his neck and cinch up the last strap.
He's got, now that there's a bit of vocal distortion in his voice.
Oh, is it getting worse?
It's a weird kind of scratchiness, kind of mixed with some weird vocoder thing, right? As is apparently his larynx analog is damaged.
Darn. Can I get you anything? Do you guys have anything that you like or need?
Just get me off of this wreck.
Okay.
On the elevator, or on the crawler, it's going to spend about the first hour accelerating, and then it will reach its cruising speed of, I was looking at, how do space elevators work? How long will it take one? what do they do? And then I realized we have artificial gravity, we have warp drive, we've got terraforming technology that's basically magic. So I was like, I think I'm pretty happy saying that their space elevator can go 3 times the speed of whatever one we decide we can do. So I decided its speed is limited by the speed of sound, which seems like an awfully useful, like, that would be a bad thing you don't want to do on a kind of on a ribbon. So it's going to take you about 20 hours to reach ground level. How do you want to spend that?
I have that weird book.
Ooh, I'm glad you asked.
That's the only thing I have on me, other than I have a...
Is that the weird one that was floating through the library?
That had bits cut out of it as a cipher.
Oh, Schaefer also carries like a digital camera around with him.
Yeah.
So he's gonna like, I guess basically vlog, like while he's on his
Oh
trip.
man, you're gonna be the thing left behind when the protagonist gets
Yeah,
here.
yeah. I want to be like,
Ellen Ripley is boarding that rescue vessel right now.
yeah.
And she's gonna find this Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Shaky cam.
It's like real. It's just my nose. Like he's like.
I'm so scared right now.
But yeah, I'll definitely be making like a video.
Okay.
You know, me talking to the camera.
And what do you want your video to say? Anything in particular? Are you just like journaling? Are you
Journaling and just talking about. I guess he hasn't said it out loud, but like, Schaefer had an idea that this thing existed by what had been covered up, what had happened on, oh god, the Nostromo? Is that the name of the-
Yeah, the ship was the Nostromo, and then LV, or Hadley's Hope was the name of the colony.
Yeah. So like what had happened on that ship and at the colony had like not been completely covered up, and Schaefer's game plan was to prove the existence of these aliens because it was an easy Nobel Prize. That was like his whole thing. I was just like, oh, I'll just find it. It'll be easy. I'll put it in a bag and then... But now he's seen it and he's like, maybe I can still put it in a bag. So he's not sure. He's kind of at a crisis right now. So basically just talking about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just thinking about the thing, there's all kinds of like, where did it come from? Why does it look like it does?
Yeah. Like, has it
lots-
evolved into that, or like was that what it started out as? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, if this is actual extraterrestrial life, it having 2 arms and 2 legs and a head.
why is it black? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
why is it black? Yeah, like
why?
lots of interesting questions to ask here. Why is it roughly our size?
Yeah.
So the actor could fit inside.
Hush! Sinclair, you are currently locking down the station.
Yeah.
The library can be sealed as a whole, like at one end and then the other ends. It can be sealed, but each individual cell within it is it's open.
That's fine.
And then otherwise you can close off like bulkheads in space are there to prevent explosive decompression.
Yep.
So they're very sturdy in some aspects, and in others, they are less so, right? Like militarized ones can, survive the overpressure of some kind of like explosive shell. Like if you get hit by a railgun and it causes like, explosive overpressure, you might live through that. On a civilian ship, it's there to like, it needs to hold in a couple atmospheres.
Yeah. Mostly I'm interested in like security for ops and the cargo bay down near where I guess it entered from
It
the
materialized.
from where Holloway was looking.
You can close the cargo bay doors, and you can close off ops. Those are things you can do, right? Like the hatch into ops from the library is just like one in the floor, and it's even got one of those round.
Yeah. I'm closing that.
Yep. And what else? You would need some kind of ventilation, right? So, yeah, the iris valves from Alien.
And then I want to get on the radio with the team and check in.
Okay.
Do I have communication with people?
Yes, you
So I
do.
can still talk to everybody?
Yep. There's like a hardline
Okay.
phone here that you can pick up and just.
I think Schaefer wouldn't think about doing that. It probably at least until like halfway through the trip, and he's like, "Oh, there's probably a phone."
And just for the sake of argument, you can't stop and go back up on this thing once you've committed.
You have to go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard on the ribbon.
Sinclair to the Roman, calling the Roman.
Come in, Sinclair.
It looks like we have successfully contacted home base, and a rescue mission has been dispatched. They will be here in 96 hours, approximately.
That is fantastic news. We were actually able to stop the meltdown of the core here on Laudomia. So, looks like we'll be getting some shares one way or another.
Excellent. When will you be coming back?
We actually found Conrad in the computer core as well, and we're going to be bringing him back as well. So as soon as we get him packed tight, we'll be pushing
Remember,
off.
space being quite tight in the cab, limited to passengers.
Let's just say we're sticking with 2 passengers and 1 carry-on bag.
You have any idea how many Marines we could fit in a phone booth in boot camp?
No, how many?
I blacked out. But they said it was a lot.
Ooh.
You ever watch one of those videos of Marines trying to eat MRE crackers?
Oh, it's like the cinnamon challenge.
Yeah.
It's way harder than it sounds.
Yeah, I saw one where a guy ate a stack of 8 of them and held it for 10 seconds before coughing dust. Neither here nor there. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
Things have been lively here. Schaefer continues on his way down to the surface of the moon.
Sorry, surface of the moon?
Yes. We all heard his report on Holloway and the large animal that had been in pursuit. He took the umbilical down to escape.
In that case, we might need to rewind that roleplay. Never mind.
Rewind, forgetting everything.
Just need one.
Okay, let's start again. What the fuck is going back on the station there?
I have engaged lockdown procedures. I will be able to coordinate from ops here. We should still have contact with Schaefer, although he has not attempted to communicate with us.
I want to check in with him every 10 minutes just to make sure that he is still alive until we have eyes and a location on whatever the hell it was that was chasing him.
Can they just contact me whenever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Copy that. Hang up on him.
Click. Did he just... Why? It's an open channel.
Best to keep quiet until it's necessary right now. Cut the chatter and all that.
All right.
Sinclair to Schaefer. How's it going, buddy? Calm down. Had a little breather.
Yeah. Okay. I know it sounds crazy, but there's something there. And if it's anything what I think it is, we're in a lot of trouble. Do you remember what happened? Do you remember hearing the reports about the Nostromo
No.
spaceship?
Not
No?
at all.
Nothing?
No.
No?
Not ringing any bells.
Yeah?
No.
Okay. Cool. Good talk.
Doubt.
So, what you need to do is, where are the Roman and where are, God, I can never remember your character's name, Alex.
Parker.
Yeah. Do you know where they are?
They are currently en route from the Laudomia as soon as they package up Conrad, who they discovered mostly intact.
Okay. I don't know how long I'm going to be on this lift for. I'm assuming it's going to be a while because we're going to the surface. I don't know what I'm going to find there, and it's going to be another however long. I got to travel back. So I can't do anything from here. I'm freaking out.
It has 2 floor lights. The first one's still on.
Yeah.
It'll tick over to the bottom one in 20
When you
hours.
land, yeah. So, yeah, I guess do your best. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I'm stuck.
Well, feel free to contact me if the need arises. I'll be checking in every 10 minutes as per the Roman's request.
Cool. Very looking forward to it.
Yes. Well, be talking to you. Bye. I click back. Sinclair to the Roman.
Come in, Sinclair.
Hello. Schaefer is fine.
That's good.
He didn't sound fine.
That's good. Were you able to find anything out about what was going on down there in the
He
hangar?
asked if I remembered anything about a ship called the Nostromo or anything like that. It's not ringing any bells on my end, but...
Do we know anything about that?
The Nostromo was...
I don't think I would.
A certain number of ships go missing
Sure.
all the time. And, that's equipment failures. You lose power, you drift out into deep space and are never heard from again, right? That's possibly one of the things that happens. You miscalculate your navigation jump and you wind up going through a sun, right? You think bad things can happen. It's space, it's dangerous work. Nostromo was one of those ships that just went missing while carrying, a fairly sizable chunk of refinery and cargo with it. And then a couple of years ago, famously, a life pod was picked up and the surviving second officer was found. And she had apparently had some kind of mental break and set the ship to self-destruct.
It's a real problem.
Some people just can't hack it out here. Okay, what about it?
I don't know. He asked if we knew. I'll be continuing to check in every 10 minutes. Would you like an update, or should I remain quiet while you are busy?
No, that's...
Ripley also did go on record saying there was some kind of animal that killed the crew and that she set the ship to self-destruct in order to kill it. But that's, we're getting into self-reinforcing network of delusions at this point.
It's a big ship. Could have been a cat.
Yep. Yeah, space monster.
Yeah.
Sure.
This is the sort of thing I've got to watch out for in a crew.
Cameron, do I get anything from this book?
Yeah. I've actually written out what it says, and it's not long because it wasn't a huge book. And if you've ever done subtractive poetry, which is the thing where you take a text and you black out parts of it until you extract. Somebody wrote a poem and then they hid it in a book, right? And sometimes you have to go pages and pages before you find the block of characters that you're looking for. So there isn't a whole lot left of it, and the poem is fairly short. Do you want it?
Yes.
It takes you a couple of hours because sometimes a word is spread out across several pages.
It's like, Schaefer, checking in. How are things down there?
Yep, still heading towards the planet.
Okay, good talk.
And there's the
Hold up, sorry. What are you doing?
Just hanging out.
That's what I'm asking that, what are you doing?
Compulsively snacking. I don't really want to talk about it.
Okay. Have you done anything? Have you locked down some doors? Have you closed off the cargo bay?
Yes,
Yeah? Have you been watching the cameras? Have you seen anything?
I have not seen anything.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, but all I know is that whatever I saw is dangerous, and we're probably already dead. But that might be me just freaking out because I saw it. which is I feel like a completely normal human reaction.
Don't know what to say, buddy.
Cool, good talk.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay. You two.
Cam, I need to know the poem.
Oh, right. Yes, I'm
yes.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Cut ourselves up.
I was like, all right.
It's a lot
Yeah.
going on.
ready
I'm
to
sorry,
do the
yeah.
poem, yeah.
Sorry, you just said it was several hours.
And this, if you have the skill of parsing a chat member's multi-word name without intercaps, you'll be good at this. There is nothing left of the people they were. They do not remember us. Eternity permits no recall. Perfect like a verb. They tear each other to ribbons, and soon we will be gone, and our memory will be gone, and this broken library will be all that is left, along with our shadows. It's not terribly coherent.
Yeah. Never been a poem person.
Red weirder, like itchy, tasty.
Yeah. All right.
On board Laudomia, Conrad asks, so, Pod 3 made it. What about 2? You're in Pod 3.
Yeah, we were the
Hypersleep Pod 3.
Oh,
we were the only pod to wake up on the New Eden. Maybe we should check on the chambers.
yeah, may as well. I mean, is there also while we're here? Is there anything useful we can be ferrying back?
Well,
I don't figure this is going to be a trip we make too many times.
we only need to survive for another 96 hours, so maybe grab whatever weapons we had.
Weapons? So you believe Schaefer?
Something was there. And it didn't seem friendly.
Yeah, no, that adds up. I mean, what the hell happened to Holloway?
I mean, that's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah. Just thinking about this like weird structure that like it's like. Yeah, I'll go see if I can find my way to the armory and see if there's anything functional left there.
Okay. I'll try and put the rest of the systems into some sort of a hibernation mode here while we wait. Make it easier for people when they show up.
Also, for the right, so there are 3 sleep pods. You were in 3. Number 2 was also jettisoned, apparently. Number 1 was the captain, Conrad, and a couple of other people.
Okay.
I'm assuming the captain's dead.
Do you ask Conrad?
Sure. What happened to the captain?
He was on the bridge.
What happened to the What happened to the bridge?
Everything forward of a bulkhead was lost gravity before we translated.
Oh no.
Lost inertial control as well. Hence what happened to the mirror.
That's gonna be a soup then.
Gross.
Most of them still there, probably.
Oh, good. That's.
I love this little robot.
What happened to Holloway?
We don't know. Schaefer said something got her.
That's an interesting string of euphemisms.
What do you mean euphemisms?
Something got her.
Well, unfortunately, we
2/3 of those words. No,
unfortunately we humans tend to use those sorts of words a lot when we have no fucking idea what's going on.
I've noticed.
It's not a nice state to be in. Let me tell you.
What do you think happened?
I can't begin to comment, but I wouldn't say I'm optimistic about how things are going. Please, are you in a distressed state? Is there anything I can do to help?
In your condition, I think you're probably working about as hard as you can right now.
Well, if anything springs to mind, Commander, please let me know, and I'll do my best to comply.
I will, as always, keep you in mind.
Okay, that's great.
He's just in a bag.
I just imagine he's in a sack with like one arm hanging out
Yeah.
to point, maybe.
I just pictured him in a bag. You said you had him in a bag just tied to his neck, and he just
That's even better.
He's
He's
just
just like this misshapen lump.
yeah, and he's just his head like. "I need help with anything.
I am
Please,
the Oracle.
Don't hesitate to ask."
Just tumbles.
We will say that you can get him into like a bag that can be sealed, just
Like a-
so you don't have, so he doesn't have to be like, help.
Yep.
We'll keep all his juice inside.
So you wanted to
Doom juice.
go look around the rest of the ship?
Yeah.
You wanted to go to the armory?
Yeah.
I mean,
If there's, I mean, I actually, it wouldn't be an armory per se. I don't think it would be like there's a cabinet as part of like whatever supplies there are.
yeah, exactly. Like there is a survival cabinet which has. Then again, for whatever reason, everyone is armed to the teeth in these movies as well, right? Like in Alien, they had the little laser pistols that never made it into the movie, but they built and talked about, or that they built as a prop and talked about. Aliens, obviously, everyone has guns, but in like Covenant, they have like security dudes with
Sorry,
rifles.
In what movie?
Sorry, it was a bad dream I had.
Yeah, I had that dream too.
Oh, yeah, it was weird. Point being,
Yeah.
I didn't hate it.
it had good moments. There are a couple of like shotguns on the ship in case you crash somewhere and you have to deal with some kind of hideous mutant roach.
Yep. It's just sort of like the bottom rung of like what would be useful. Mm-hmm. It's just like the common use cases being like the deadbolt broken.
Yeah.
It's just like we couldn't find it's too far to walk to get the bolt cutters to, you know, like release this ratchet strap.
So we can have. There are two Rexam RXF M5 EVA pistols, which are the little like laser pistols from Alien, and then two shotguns. So the EVA pistol has +1 to hit and does 1 point of damage when it does. And then the shotgun has +2 to hit and does 3 damage when it does.
I can't believe how much plastic they use on these. It's irresponsible.
I don't know what the shelf life of ammunition is like.
Pretty good, depending on how it's stored.
Okay. Well,
I mean, it's future ammunition, so it's probably like,
and this would have been your job, right? You were an ex-Marine, you're rated on firearms, managing these
well,
weapons.
we've got to rotate it. You know, it's just like, it's timed out. It's time to rotate the survival cartridges. It's like, oh god, Clinton's at it again. Sure thing, Rambo.
Back on the station.
Checking the blueprints on the satellite for like an armory for weapons. Also checking like the mass printer. Can I use that to manufacture weapons?
It has a lockout to prevent you from manufacturing weapons. Although there is an
tools?
arms locker. there is absolutely an arms locker very similar to the one on Laudomia with the laser pistols that are adequate little weapons, and then 2 shotguns.
Okay. I also want to be checking like cargo readouts for anything that could be used as like a containment vessel for something large.
There are large shipping containers that are pretty sturdy,
Yeah, 'cause I'm worried
Like-
about how strong these things might be versus.
like space cans, right? We have sea
Right.
cans, so we'll call them space cans. They're sealed.
They're octagonal,
Yeah.
which is less efficient. Well, I mean, it might have structural stability in different
Some-
axes.
Somebody's got figured out a plesiohedral state of like things that pack just perfectly
It's
together.
identical to regular shipping cans, but just like different paint.
There you go. Yeah. So, yes, on the cargo hold there are any number of those. You can. There are weapons. Actually, one of the weapons lockers is in ops.
Okay. Get me a shotgun.
Have you ever used a weapon
Nope.
before?
I have no anything for it.
It's an agility roll.
I have agility, just not combat. And the last thing I wanted was to take an inventory of supplies that are up here, like food, water, and see how much I might need.
There is a small galley in ops
Ah, perfect.
with it's got a coffee machine and a microwave.
I'm gonna start making
Or-
coffee.
The analogs for those things. Or an
Column
emergency.
of Hungry Man instant TV dinners.
Like in Alien when they eat, right? They've got they look like those big candy dispensers full of cereal that they just
It's full of chow mein for some reason.
yeah.
Slurp. No. You pull it and you wait, and it's like. You just get your knife and cut it off.
I just imagine one of those rolly egg cutters that just extrudes egg until you stop it.
The only thing keeping the entire fleet running is unlimited sriracha, because we refuse to work without it.
I mean, the one thing the company does have is coffee.
Very good coffee.
The only coffee.
Yep.
All right, yeah. So I'm gonna make fresh coffee for myself and sit tight, checking in with both teams until something happens.
All right. There's also security cameras for the lower decks.
Do I see anything?
Yeah, actually,
Oh,
the cargo hold. You can see Holloway.
oh. Go on the PA. Holloway, can you read me?
There's a crumpled form on the deck.
Holloway, if you can hear me, please move. Oh. I'm gonna get back to other cons. Roman, I've located Holloway.
How's she doing?
Severe cranial trauma seems to be the word that comes to mind.
The word that comes to mind is severe cranial trauma. She's in the cargo hold.
That
Severe what?
Cranial, Barker, into your head.
I heard you the first time. Never mind.
That's unfortunate, but thankfully not mission critical. Maybe we can retrieve her on the way out, but
Something killed our synth?
did something kill our synth? How did our synth become dead?
Do I hear them talking about this, or
I haven't patched
is it
everyone
only?
in, but we can.
But if you didn't do it, don't do it. But I just mean is it just only if they initiate? Because I'm assuming it's only if they try to contact me.
Yeah.
Let's
I
say
can
that
hear.
you have for the first hour or so, you're going to have your little headset radio.
Yeah, but we're way past that. So I'm
Yeah.
just wondering what I'm privy to what they're talking about. You know what I mean?
You probably don't hear this.
I think we should probably get you to hear this.
We can, if you want to be part of these conversations, and
No,
that's
it's okay.
totally fine. We can loop you in, no problem.
No, I was just wondering what the logistics
Well,
of it was.
Ian might request to talk to you.
Yeah,
because
that's
now
cool.
there's
Keep doing what you're
stuff.
doing. I'm not
Yeah.
complaining or anything.
Okay.
I was just wondering.
Based on the reports of Schaefer, something got her.
So Schaefer's the only one who saw
Let's
anything.
patch him in here.
Patching in Schaefer. Hello, Schaefer.
Somebody playing with the book on my face, just I hear you, I guess. What?
Dee-doo-doo, 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 dee-doo-doo.
I've located Holloway. She appears to be out of commission.
Fucking dead?
Yes, fucking dead.
Yes, I told you.
Did you see what happened?
Yes, I saw what got her.
What?
I told you it was big, about 7 feet tall, completely black, had a big tail, wasn't human. Yeah.
Oh,
Do you
yeah?
believe me now?
That sounds unbelievable, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought so too. Look, I came out on this expedition because I thought I had heard rumors that stuff like this was real, that we weren't the only ones out here. And I was like, no big deal. We're humans. We're smart enough. We'll just bag it, tag it, and I'll get an easy Nobel Peace Prize or something.
Look, Shaver, people see things all the time in
Yeah.
space, and every time it turns out to just be someone's rabbit or cat that got loose and got a little bit big eating something they found on the side of the, growing next to the atmospheric processor.
Roman, until yesterday, I would have absolutely agreed with you. But ain't nobody saw something that made a space anus you could walk into that was full of weird fucking poison gas or something.
Any number of things could have happened on this station to cause that. Broken atmospheric processor, issues with rodents chewing through wires.
There's only so many times that you people will not believe me before I'll get tired of talking.
Look, there should be an easy way to resolve this. Sinclair, I don't know how much you actually work with computers these days, but can you see if you can roll back the tapes on those security cameras?
Oh, what a lovely idea. Yes, I'll get straight to work on that.
At least then we can figure out what we're dealing with here. Conrad, are you awake?
I don't require sleep.
That's probably I'm sorry actually.
Don't be. I find it makes for optimal use of my time.
Good point. I haven't had a chance to look. What do you feel? Do you think the status of Laudomia is such that it could function as a lifeboat while we wait for our rescue to arrive?
There are modules on Laudomia that can sustain atmospheric pressure, but they are awfully short on survival functions. There's not many places to go to the bathroom in the computer core.
Okay.
Laudomia might be recoverable with a couple of months in space stock.
I mean, all we need to do is get ourselves and the data off it, but...
I mean, I'll take a leaky boat over anything else, but we still have a space station.
Yeah, and we'd still need to get Sinclair and Schaefer off of it.
Yeah, it's no good if we can't get everybody on here.
So I'm trying to review the footage from the cargo hold.
Yeah, you're able to...
I just hear a VHS cassette going.
Yeah, it's got like big drives.
Yeah.
Big, sturdy, like space-worthy.
There's a big block of graphite with a needle, and it has to track backwards on it.
Like whatever storage medium is good in an environment that might have a lot of radiation all of a sudden, that's what they got. And it's
Right.
big and it's bulky and it makes really satisfying mechanical noises while it works.
Perfect.
And you roll back the security tape, platter.
It's a laser disc.
Optical media?
Yeah.
No, radiation still futzes with.
Something. And yeah, you see Schaefer standing in the open door of the cargo bay. And you see his posture change. And he, like, puts his hand to his earpiece
Live leak.
and, like, leans into it a couple of times. And he suddenly, like, his posture morphs into somebody who is now in serious mode. He turns around very slowly, and a shadow kind of like pours down onto the deck as he turns away. And then he bolts through the open door. The door, as the door is slamming shut, the shadowy form launches after him, and then another shape moves perpendicular to the door, smashing into the organism from the side, knocking it slightly off of balance. There's a struggle, that doesn't seem to last terribly long. And then the shadowy form steps into the light pouring through the window from the cargo bay hallway and starts slamming on the door. And gives up after a while and crawls up past the field of view of the camera.
So it's still contained behind the door that it was?
No.
On
It you don't see how it got out, but Schaefer described it chasing him down the hallway.
Alright, I want to back up the footage on another hard disk or whatever, and think for a minute.
All right. It does seem to match the description he gave of it. If there is any idea that maybe he was... You know, the mind plays tricks, right? In scary situations, the mind plays tricks. And maybe something that is actually dog-sized, you remember as being person-sized. These are things that can happen. Whatever this is was as big as he described it and looked in much the same way as he described it to look.
So Holloway's body is still on the footage, like it didn't travel
Yeah.
anywhere. Yeah.
There's nothing so banal as security footage to really drive home the point of what is real.
And it's you're going to get one point of stress from watching this, because even if you don't really think of Holloway as a person, it's still
Violent.
it's still very violent, and it's still also, what the hell is that? Yeah, you're formulating a plan.
Go back on the radio. Just the Roman, your idea to check the tapes checks out. There is footage of the altercation between Holloway and the creature, the shadow.
Hey, what is it?
The what?
It is very dark. It is very large, and it appears that it can travel on the ceiling.
Odd, but
Seems like it tried to ambush Schaefer as he was investigating by dropping down from above.
Instinctually just...
it is a zero-G environment. I mean, that's not unheard of. I'm not saying I don't believe you, but I'm going to want to have a look at this footage.
It will be ready when you return.
Now we're making our preparations here, and as soon as I hear back from Barker about what the status of our armory is.
Is there any cigarettes?
Give me a observation roll, actually.
Add my stress. What's observation?
There is the potential for a failure here.
Yeah. I get one success.
You are able to find a carton of Baleo, they're kings.
Whatever.
Hodge, the pilot, smoked kings.
I'll make sure there's some left.
Unfortunately, Sinclair, we are going to have to hunker down on New Eden for a while. I don't think I can guarantee that Laudomia is going to be safe for the next 90x hours.
It's like the screen door falls off behind you.
Yeah. I get hit in the back of the head with a big glob of mercury.
Ah! Whoa! Whoa!
It's got a lot of mass.
And yeah, Laudomia is, like, when I say it's in bad shape, I mean it, right? Like, it's zero G. The passageways and corridors and rooms are all exposed to vacuum. There is junk floating around, and, like, most of it is smashed, right? Like, imagine you took a tool room and subjected it to some number of G forces in the wrong direction, right? Like, imagine a lathe coming loose off the floor, right?
No. Look, Ian Horner is very much looking for an excuse to bring all his friends onto the ship where I know that there is not an alien.
Right.
Roman Moritaka would like to avoid being on a place with an unknown thing,
Yeah.
but...
Oh, I'm just trying to like
Yeah.
establish the mise en scène here of like,
How trashed.
yeah.
I just wanted to assure everyone here at the table that I'm not trying to
like-
get you off.
The ship's space frame might be intact, but somebody is like, it's wavy.
There's enough.
Right.
There's enough wrinkle to the skin of the hull that it's like that. If someone taps that the wrong way, that's going to be another rupture.
Yeah, you spent like many an afternoon in college watching video playbacks. It's like watch this cruiser. Oh, dude! Just like untwists. Yeah, Roman, I've got pretty much anything that I think would be useful here.
What'd you find?
A couple shotguns, couple pistols. I mean, the usual, nothing special.
That's enough to outfit everyone we got left. So
Anything else we want from here? I mean, I know weight's a premium, but
yeah, I mean it's a one-way trip back to the thing. Grab the liquor and grab the anything else you can find that's going to be that'll be useful to spend 96 hours and.
all right. Is there liquor?
Yeah.
Do I need to look for it, or?
Yeah. I mean, is this even roll worthy? Not really. Do
like-
you want to chuck some dice?
Yeah, I mean, is there a spot where it would be?
Yes.
Okay,
There is a galley.
let's have a look.
Okay.
Well, just like grab the the good stuff. It's like the the alcohol, the one candy bar everybody's after all the time.
The actual textured soy patties rather than just like the tofu block.
The ones that you can actually get your teeth into.
Yeah, the TSP rather than the tofu.
Grab the Alberta Premium.
Oh, baby.
Is that vodka or steak?
Rye.
No, that's the rye.
Rye, right. Yeah, you are able to find a couple of bottles of alcohol and then the good food that is usually quite expensive when you buy it from the ship's galley.
All right. I guess I can.
But it's all offline.
Yeah, I guess I can find like a bag or something to throw that in. Like a tool bag or something.
I can't guarantee that it would stay crispy in milk otherwise if we're putting it with Conrad.
That's gross. I'll come back to the roan and be like, man, I could have a heck of a time in Vegas with an outfit like this. Sorry, I mean Dallas.
Well, if all goes well, I mean, we'll have a nice feast before we get picked up. No sense letting it go to waste.
Yeah.
Let's head back.
Okie dokie. So I guess we're gonna have to secure Conrad inside the cab somewhere, just sort of like.
Yeah, there's the driver's seat, there's the passenger seat, and then you fold down or you fold up the armrest, and then a third person can sit there.
Yeah. No, that's
It's exactly like the interior of a small pickup truck.
perfect. Yeah, we'll just
That's
sort
what I
of
was
wedge him
expecting.
in there,
Okay.
and I'll roll the seat
squishy.
way forward. Just like, this is fine.
Make sure to strap him around so it doesn't flop around too much.
Oh, there's not even any space to move back there. It's like,
Give me a strength roll, Schaefer. I just want to, let's do some random numbers.
Yeah, go
It's just my whatever. Just a strength roll?
Actually, if you have stamina,
No,
roll me
I
stamina.
don't have stamina.
Okay, so just roll me strength.
Okay. Oh wow, a success.
You are tired in a way that you don't recall being tired before, but
Yeah.
you don't just immediately fall asleep.
Oh, sick. Okay.
You have that feeling where you're like, I think the thing that I want more than anything in the universe right now is a Gatorade, and I don't know why I know that, but I feel that I need electrolytes.
Is there like anything
Also,
like that?
my clothes seem to be saturated with sweat, and I don't know how.
Yeah, that makes sense. Is there anything like around on this thing that is like the water or like?
Yeah, there's a little galley.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
I'll ransack
again,
it.
like,
Yeah.
like basically like on the small ferries, you know how they have vending machines?
Yeah. I tear it apart. I get food in me and
Yeah.
some drink and.
Go drink out of the eye wash station.
Yeah.
it's like
Think of all my
they have
life.
those prepackaged little sandwiches. Like you take out 2 of those and like,
Yeah.
How far along are we? Like, How far?
Let's say it's only been a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of like you had to search for equipment. You have been working on Laudomia. Schaefer has been parsing the book and just trying to figure out what happened. And let's say that 6 hours have passed.
Okay.
So far, there is no indication that anything is coming to eat you right now. But it is a very stressful time to be conscious.
Like, yeah, my major worry is where the thing is. So I'm keeping an eye on all of the feeds from down the cargo area.
Okay.
Laudomia actual to Schaefer. I just had a thought. We're going. Oh, sorry, to Sinclair.
Sinclair.
Yeah, to Sinclair. Sorry. I had a thought. We're going to need to land in the cargo bay.
Oh, shit.
Unlucky. Oh, man.
It's as locked down as it's going to get.
Regardless, I'm going to need you to make sure, maybe do a sweep to make sure that we are going to be safe when we land. Because we will be a little bit laden down with supplies.
Describe safe.
As in, we won't encounter anything untoward?
Well, the major problem is that I don't know where it is. It's not on cameras. It's clearly not.
I didn't even think about that. That's wild. Oh, man.
This is going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes on the camera, then see if you can use the environmental sensors to, as best you can, look for any changes. You should literally be the only thing alive on that station.
Noted. I will continue my vigilant search.
Actually, if you can, find a way to vent the atmosphere from the rest of the station. We've got our pressure suits, so we can make our way up to ops or anywhere else you can keep a hard seal.
Is that going to work for Conrad?
Conrad,
I'll leave him in the truck.
yeah, we could leave him in the truck. That's not a bad idea, actually. Thank you.
It does occur to, well, all of you, there might be a different place to,
Dock or
dock. There might be an emergency
hatch.
or a secondary hatch.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Can I check the schematics?
Absolutely. You can, yes, there is actually not too far from ops.
Oh,
There is an emergency hatch.
oh, thank goodness.
The Roman, it occurs that there's an emergency hatch not too far from ops here, which should be more isolated from the creature.
Can we make a hard seal with the launch?
Yes, it's a universal thing.
Ooh.
Yes, it's a universal thing.
I'm sorry.
Wait, you're just repeating everything the narrator said. Well, yes.
He then asked Sinclair to prepare the way.
And then you do this.
Yeah, I do that.
I've
Yeah, I
working
do
on
that.
the railroad. Okay, so you can go and inspect the emergency hatch.
I'll do that.
Okay. Leaving ops. Give me an observation roll.
Hey. Oh, the big door. Observation.
He's coming. Oh boy. The big chonker.
Oh,
Could you describe it as a big chonker?
a heckin' chomp.
Yes, it's
Absolute unit.
Nope, no successes.
No successes? Yeah, you detect nothing untowards up here. The seals are probably holding. The lockdown seems to be working.
Good. Good. Yes.
It is a very big station.
Doesn't instill me with any kind of confidence, Cameron.
So you leave ops, you head down some kind of hallway, and at one end of it is, a universal docking ring. And it seems to be functional and in good order.
Is there any prep work I need to do?
Don't think so. Do you have machinery?
Nope.
Okay, then no. It is designed in such a way to be usable by people who don't have, right? Like, I don't know how to tie up a ship,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure, like, this would be more like, I don't know how to fly a plane, but I can definitely, like, figure out the emergency exit procedure, right? It's got, like, big block text on how to do it.
Yeah, then I'm going to go back.
Okay.
Everything is secure. I don't need anything else in ops. I'm just going to lock
Coffee's
myself
ready.
back in.
Ooh.
Coffee's been ready for like 5 hours. I'm like,
Oh, right, yeah.
and dropped a die. I'm going to look for it.
All right. Yeah, Schaefer, the moon looms large beneath you.
Sick. Yeah. I'm still vlogging.
All right.
20-hour challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moritaka and Barker,
Alrighty.
you are prepping the sled to go
Correct.
back to New Eden?
It's
Correct.
that awkward part where it's like you're ready, but you're just still checking stuff.
Well, it's probably going to take a little while because I'm going to have to reprogram. It's not exactly just turning. It's not taking the orbital path and doing flip horizontal to get back. It's another set of calculations.
This is also a long day of work. It took you a couple of hours to get here. Like, prepping the sled took a little while, then a couple of hours of flight time,
God, yeah.
and then a few hours of climbing around the zero-G obstacle course that is the shipwreck, and now trying to wrestle a couple of 100 kilograms of additional stuff.
Wet stuff.
Yeah, like floppy stuff.
Gross.
And I'm definitely going to be, because of this sort of stress, I'm definitely going to be spending a little bit of extra time doubly checking my numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to do the same thing that we did last time, where you do your piloting rolls ahead of time?
If that's what you'd like to check me on, then.
Yeah, it is a difficult thing, but it's not some place where I really want to kill characters unless you do something absolutely heinous.
That's fair. So it's ability plus stress.
Yes.
Okay, that's
So piloting.
Barrel roll.
so that's 6 die totally.
Try to style on the planet.
First one is, oh boy, no successes there.
Okay. Equation isn't working. God damn it. Would you like to re-roll?
While Roman's doing that, I'm going to very fastidiously verify the condition of all our weapons. Sort of just like make sure they're loaded and safe, and that thing where you have to like fresh out of the box, you got to like turn the thing so it fucking works.
Right. Like, have they ever been sighted, even?
I'm just like, oh my god, what? Why?
Just make sure you stow that thing before we launch.
Oh, don't you worry.
Could I borrow one of your die for stress, by the way?
I promise I won't negligent
need-
discharge through the CAD.
I will re-roll this first one time.
Okay.
1 success.
That is good enough.
And yes, no failure on the...
You have succeeded one piloting roll.
Okay, piloting roll the second. Approach vector. Oh god, no. No success.
It's getting awfully sweaty in the spacesuit as you try to make the numbers work, and you're like, you've got your data pad and your marker or your stylus in these big stupid gloves,
Just not working.
and you keep like, the gloves are capacitive, so every time you brush the surface, it erases it.
Your little like ship cursor keeps like hopping over where you don't want it. Like,
You-
you rest the heel of your hand on it, it goes whoop.
Yep. Yeah, exactly that kind of thing.
You have
right?
you have a suit on, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, and it's just like
like,
fogging
oh,
out.
no.
Oh man, that sounds awful. It's hot.
Yeah, ever tried to do calculus in a snowsuit?
Sucks.
I haven't, but I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can't. Jeez.
How long is the trip for them back to the New Eden?
Let's say 2 hours.
I'm gonna be getting some shut-eye here, the Roman, while you're out and about. I'm starting to feel a bit of fatigue. It's affecting me. Good night.
Don't turn your ringer off.
Yeah, I'll be answering comms.
Okay. In that case, Schaefer's stuck. Sinclair's asleep. Barker, I'm going to make a call here. I'm not going to be able to get us off Laudomia safely, 100%, as it stands right now. I'm going to suggest that we actually take 4 hours to just get a little rest before making our way back.
I mean, yeah.
We should be safe here, and if Sinclair's got the place on lockdown, they should be safe back on New Eden.
It's like looker. It's like, I've slept in weirder spots.
From the bag, Conrad says, if you require any assistance with calculations, I might be able to be of service.
If there's a way that we can actually route you into the system, and you can take care of that while we're offline.
Stick his finger into the lighter.
I'm expecting it's going to be one of those things where we have to get a bunch of meat thermometers and stick them into various places.
Well, it could
Yeah.
be like in Alien 4, where
There's a secret
Winona-
mole, and you just pull out the
Winona,
flesh tube.
yeah, Winona Ryder has like a
Just
little
jack in a mini
thing.
jack.
And in Alien 3, they just it's like the
The Matrix.
the probes,
Yeah.
the electronics probes.
Yeah, it's
They just jam them into the side of Bishop's throat.
Like a meat thermometer.
Yeah.
Stop saying meat thermometer.
It's pointy and metal. It's definitely a probe.
But importantly, thick, which is the
Oh,
problem.
heck.
How many C's?
But yeah, so
I'll be able to run the
That's 1 and 3. Yeah.
I can run the calculations mentally while you rest and give you the results when you come back if you're able to enter them for me. I would prefer not to interface like that.
that's actually, given the state of the cabin, probably the best. We'll get them from you when we, in 4 hours.
I'm not sure when the last time was that this thing was cleaned.
I'm not even going to hazard a guess at that.
Is that an empty?
It's like, oh shit, it is. Tab's Blue Ribbon.
Billy beer.
Never Lucky Beer.
No, yeah, if this is aliens, that would definitely be a Billy beer.
Billy Beer.
Black Claw.
Oh
Okay,
boy.
so people are trying to get some rest.
Yep.
Do the old nod.
Schaefer, if you try to get rest, you can just be like, if you are fighting right now, to basically stay awake.
Oh, I'll go to sleep. If I'm
Okay.
ready, I'm going to try to lay down and sleep.
This is nice.
Yeah.
The two of you,
Actually, do they keep like spare clothes? Do you think
No.
there would probably wouldn't be a change of clothes here, would there?
no,
A
they're
towel.
From
although
like the passenger deck, can you get the cargo areas of the pod?
yeah, theoretically you should be able to.
So you
There's
might
just
be able
like-
to explore.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess I'll take a look around. Well, if he's that tired, Schaefer would probably try to get some sleep, and then if I wake up and I'm still going, he'd probably take a look around after that.
okay.
But rest first.
Rest first.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So
I'm
did you
assuming
want to
that
look for?
He would probably only sleep for like an hour or two, because like most humans in that situation wouldn't be able to sleep for much longer than that. It's not like he's getting a full 8 hours of shut eye. Like, woo, all right, let's like
Yeah,
go. Like you know,
well,
like
it's probably one of the situations where you either like close your eyes for 20 minutes or you close your eyes for 16 hours.
yeah. I think for Schaefer it'll be 20 minutes, and then
Okay.
he's back up again. It's like, well, I can't sleep.
Okay.
So he'd probably take a look around.
And Sinclair, you wanted to try to get some rest too.
Yeah, I want to set some alerts on the computer for like different times, like before Schaefer lands and before they come back. Are you coming back immediately?
I mentioned we were only going down for 4 hours.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we should be.
probably
Okay.
like 4 hours.
Okay. definitely you can do that.
Yeah.
During this time period, nobody dies.
Hey!
Alien activity.
Yes!
Yeah, alien activity. Enemies moving.
Oh, sick! It's their turn.
Nobody wakes
Just
up
the camera slides over to the black area and like moves around a bit and
Yeah.
then comes back.
Yeah.
dead. A silhouette moves behind you.
Yeah.
The AI glitches and then it moves again. So, Schaefer, you would be up and operational first if you're just going to go for the 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You said you wanted to look for a change of clothing?
Yeah, or something. I'll just take a look around to see like
Okay.
what I have access to, what's here. I guess I didn't even think about it, but like, there's like some clues or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like the fact that there were people here at one point, right? There should be stuff here. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
So the crew cabin is just like, I mentioned it's kind of like a Greyhound bus. It might be more like military transport with like seats with the roll bars that you
Yeah,
pull
yeah.
down over top of yourself, so you can sleep without hitting the ceiling. There are lockers, and then in the central axis of the ship is like an elevator with a ladder along the side of it.
Okay.
The lockers contain cold weather clothing and breathing gear. Like not vacuum gear, but definitely like a respirator, which is kind of not uncommon for terraforming.
I'll try to find stuff that, because I'm assuming I'm gonna have to leave this thing, but I'll try to find stuff that fits me.
Okay.
I won't put it on, but I'm just mean like I'm thinking I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna go right back up, right?
Right.
So I'm probably gonna have to leave this thing because I don't know, I'm curious. And I'll try to find clothes that fit, like the cold weather clothes and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a, you can find like a parka
Yeah.
with big synthetic fur hood, mittens, boots,
Cool.
and a respirator mask.
All right, I'll put it aside just so I know where I can find it.
Okay. And then you wanted to explore the upper, like the cargo
just take a
hold?
general look around. I mean, I got time to kill, right? So it's more just like a person looking around being like, I don't think I'm going to find anything like of use or like, it's not like I'm actively hunting for clues. It's just that way that people look around
You're
when
just
they're
looking for
bored.
something to do.
Yeah. So the elevator is really more of a lift. And it's not on the center axis of the ship because that's obviously where the umbilical goes, Cameron. So there's like a ring lift around the umbilical, let's say. It's U-shaped. There's also a ladder.
Okay.
And you go up it to the cargo area, which is an enormous tank. Like this isn't for like solid material. This is for some kind of fluid or liquid, gas or liquid.
Do I have any idea what this would be for?
Looks, gases is usually a spherical tank. Liquids tend to be more cylindrical.
Yeah.
So this seems to you more of a liquid than a gas.
Is this for like transporting liquids to the surface?
Yes.
Okay.
Or from the surface to the station.
So either they're getting, it's an ice planet, right? So I'm assuming there's a lot of water or whatever they're doing, like, you know what I mean? Like they've got to transport. Okay, so it's just like it's like a giant dump truck.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
Like a tanker truck.
Yeah.
Its capacity is X number of thousands of liters.
Okay.
It seems well used. It's an industrial lift, right? It's not pretty. It's dirty, or it's not dirty. It's grimy. From like terraformed worlds have like. Usually, the first thing is that most planets have really chemically unpleasant stuff in them. Like Mars, apparently, like the top soil of Mars is just pure like dry cleaning chemical.
Oh God.
It's really bad. Moon dust is toxic to us.
Really abrasive.
Yeah, because it's basically like there's no wind, so it doesn't wear down. So it's all just little shards of. It's like
volcanic
ninja
ash.
stars.
Yeah.
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 Glass.
And that kind of thing is very common on newly terraformed worlds. So there's a lot of like weird environmental hazards, and there's a shower when you first like. No, there isn't. That would sodden your parka. We'll figure something out. Anyway, the industrial mise en scène is very good. I'm going to say that. This place looks cool. If you've ever seen the movie Outland,
No.
oh,
Sorry.
same effects designer as Alien,
Okay.
I think, or same set designer. Anyway,
I imagine it looks a lot like a refinery
yeah,
in terms of it's covered in slightly oily, slightly black, slightly grimy.
There was paint at one point. You can just tell. I was like, oh, yellow. Or maybe orange.
Sinclair, you wake up. Did you try to find someplace else to sleep?
Nope.
Okay.
Just in ops. Like either like a flat area or just like upright in one of the chairs.
Yeah, you also can just like,
Yep.
I don't know if you're one of those people that can just like fall asleep when you need to, or if you need some kind of medical assistance, or if you're just that exhausted. I don't know what you took, but I do know that one of the options for the company,
Just like sleep.
yeah, it's like a sleep aid.
No.
Okay.
I figure that Sinclair has an ulcer. Just in general from like trying to optimize ship loads and
I
things
don't
like that.
understand why. Drinks coffee.
Yeah. But what I want to do when I'm back awake is, do we have? Because did we take like samples of the gas that was outside the library? For the
Yes,
alien anus.
You didn't. I don't think anyone took like a sample, like a canister of it,
Yeah.
but the suit's gas sniffers
Yeah.
would have taken like a spectrum of it, so you would have that.
Right. So and would I have like temperature readings as well?
Yeah, it was warmer inside than it is here, like in the
Okay.
library. It was warmer on the other side of the anus,
Right.
on the
So
interior.
there's like a vacuum layer, and then it's
Mm-hmm.
warmer in the hive.
Yeah, the hive. Yes,
Yeah.
the hive. I
'Cause
think we can skip the
I'm trying to
pretense.
figure out an environment that would appeal to
Hmm.
the aliens to see if I can manipulate something, because I don't have a lot of information other than them being like maybe big and strong and maybe an ambush predator. So I'm crunching
They
on
seem
those
to like
numbers.
it. They seem to like it warm and humid.
Right. Can I
So-
modify any of like the environmental settings around the cargo area to try to like cool some areas and make some areas warmer?
You absolutely can.
Yeah. So I'll run that experiment.
Okay.
See if I can, like, unless I see it hit the ground or whatever, I'm not sure what results. I'm expecting it to move.
You currently don't know exactly where it is, but if it's still in the cargo hold, you will have made it slightly unpleasant for it.
Right.
So, why don't we just say that you do that? And after several minutes, the gas alarm goes again.
Where it seems like there's a leak.
Yeah, and then stops.
Oh. That's good. Okay. Keeping that for myself right now.
Okay. Yeah, you lower the temperature by, say, yeah, you bring down the temperature by some number of degrees and lower humidity down to like 0,
Yeah.
like eyeball peeling
Yeah.
dryness, convention center dryness.
Oh, no. Heck.
Never again.
Yeah, and that seems to, the implication is that yes, it found it like unpleasant and left.
This sucks.
So now all I need is a lure of some kind. I don't know, it could be like snakes and might only eat like once a year. Who knows? It's a lot of testing to be done.
Oh, boy.
It does occur to you that This thing is big and heavy. Where did it come from?
Right? Like, I know about the process of rebirth, but maybe it just ate.
What does
the
that even look
cultists.
like?
Or it, because the mass fabricator was low on mass. Are there logs about what they printed or made? No? So, maybe the thing is manufactured. Out of carbon.
A lot of things are.
Yeah.
So yeah, your alarm goes off and you do that as your alarm goes off at about the same time to wake up.
That's slightly better. I don't think I need to ask, but Conrad, how are the calculations going?
I've completed them. You'll want to record this. I can't enter it into the computer.
Go ahead.
He gives you a long string of numbers. Basically like, these verniers and this amount of thrust at this vector
And of course,
for this amount of time.
Of course, we'll confirm those as we're inputting them.
It all makes sense to
Yep.
you. It's not like there's a negative sign somewhere that got flipped.
Yikes.
It takes some time to input.
And these are for the emergency dock
Perfect.
near ops.
Well, no time like the present, so let's make sure that we're expected. This is launch to Sinclair. Sinclair, are you there on the station?
Oh, hello, the Roman. It's good to hear from you.
Good to hear that you are there too, Sinclair. Any change on things?
I think there's some fiddling I can do with the environment to make things a little unpleasant for our visitors. Just to make sure your way here to ops is clear.
Anything you can do, that would be spectacular. And just try to keep everything on lockdown. Actually, if you can close the doors between the emergency exit and ops, that'll slow goings both directions, which is probably what we want at this point.
I'll see what I can do. I think we've got 10 hours remaining on Schaefer's descent before he can come back up. And Godspeed on your return.
Thank you. All goes well, we'll see you in a couple hours. We'll stay in contact.
Okay.
All right. I guess we have a journey to do.
Yeah. Much in the same way, you are now... The ship is now much closer to the station than it was when you had to, because you had to actually get there in an emergency last time. But now it's a much more fuel-efficient
Hooray!
route, so that means you can make it home quite, much less stressfully.
Less gravity.
Once again, the sled's onboard navigation computer counts down. 3, 2, 1.
Race.
Thrust. The squidgy form inside the bag.
Oh, God. Okay, back there.
Nothing I wasn't prepared for.
You would have done great in the core.
All apart from the shooting people part. Though I appreciate the compliment.
Oh, God.
So this time you would be accelerating the opposite way, and you can see New Eden. It'll take you an hour and a half to get there.
The time that it takes.
It's like it's hanging on a thread from the
So
moon.
weird. Beautiful.
And you can see just a little bit of the counterweight extending through the axis of the station to just this big iron chunk.
So I want to see if I can isolate their path to ops and lower the humidity and temperature in that area.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get it. How cold do you want it to be?
Just like 5 degrees colder. Like,
Okay.
Not terrible, but
Just enough to set up like a differential?
It's like exit and like frost forms on our gloves.
no.
Shit.
I'd take it.
Okay, so that's going on. Would you like to do anything else while they're en route?
Check cameras. Get a fresh pot of coffee. Pour out the cold stuff. Like, ugh. Stale.
Another amber light lights up on the comms panel.
Oh.
Gregory's Assistant Director Gregory Sinclair Jr. Ugh, Morty.
Gregory Sinclair Morty.
Gotta bring back the alien.
I need you to get the alien. It's sticking right up there.
It's been 12 hours since you received the last thing. I don't know if it's actually been 12 hours, but we're telescoping time. And it's a simple text message that reads, Sinclair eyes only, request status update.
Punch in status update. Attempting to isolate sample for recovery. So far unsuccessful.
You send,
Yeah.
yeah. So you send that message, and then a couple of minutes pass, and it just comes back with report received. Continue. Continue with orders.
Yeah, and I delete those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or continue as ordered, I guess. The sled follows a graceful parabola to the station, and for a long time, nothing really happens. We can just telescope time here a bit. A couple of hours pass, and the sled begins its docking maneuver. So it's a little. Give me a piloting roll.
Absolutely.
Just because it's like you're adjusting to, you're trying to roll the sled and bring it in because the docking ring is in the roof.
There were no successes in this.
You ever do the thing when you're in a car with somebody whose driving skills you don't quite trust, and you grab the door open handle as hard as you can?
The holy shit
Yeah,
handle.
yeah. Yeah,
What?
The holy shit handle.
Yeah.
yeah, where you're
just
just like, everything's fine, right? Or when I was a teenager and I'd be driving my mother someplace and she would just
stomp?
she would stomp occasionally.
That's when you knew you had to brake. Yeah. They hit the imaginary brakes. So.
I only do the stomp to like brace for the deceleration.
My mom did this thing. Did your mom ever do the like that noise? You
Yeah.
ever hear that one? Oh
Yeah.
man, that freaks you out more than when because you're like something bad probably wasn't going to happen, but they make that noise and you're like, oh god, what happened?
How did we almost die?
Yeah.
God, I hate these small ships. What is these?
You're rolling a little bit.
Speaking of rolling, what is the penalty for a reroll?
Oh, you just add a stress level.
Oh, okay, great.
And then you get a new die. Then you get another die, and then you can roll
roll
again.
it, or when you're high on this side.
One
Or
more
when you got
die.
2 meters. You got 1.5 meters.
One more stress roll die, please. Thank you.
Oh, also that rest removed stress.
Oh,
All of it?
Right. Yeah, because the short rest will do a bit.
Sweet, I get all my once per days back.
Hey, 2 successes.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, there you go. Oh, greased it on. Nice.
Some idiot didn't invert controls.
Did it make the noise your pen makes?
Yeah, when we actually make hard seal.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's like watching somebody parallel park and then they all of a sudden just do it.
They like screw it up and then just go, they turn the car and it slides in. You're like, ow.
Yeah.
Goddamn kids these days never learn to pilot properly.
And as soon as you make hard seal, everything on the sled goes.
Oh, gravity's
Or,
back.
no, you would go backwards into your seat.
On your back again.
Oh, there goes gravity.
You better lose this anyway. Honey, we're home.
As they make a hard seal with the emergency hatch, a light goes green, and the good old semiotic standard symbols at the top. One of them flips over to indicate pressure.
This is the Roman to Sinclair. Sinclair, do you copy?
Yes, I do, the Roman.
We have landed.
Welcome home.
I hope it will be a welcome.
I've turned down the temperature for your arrival, so please keep your suits on
Okay.
as you enter the area.
Will do. Thank you. Were you able to actually secure the bulkheads in between here and there?
Yes,
Okay. Have you got cameras up?
indeed I do.
Are we clear?
As far as I can tell,
All right.
I'll be waiting for your arrival.
I'll present to Roman handle first one of the laser pistols.
Roman handle.
Got my own.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, like, I guess
I gotta have something if the crew members get rowdy.
Well, I guess I get the dual wield now.
Yes, please.
No,
Please do.
God, I'm gonna have to carry Conrad, aren't I?
Yeah, and you're gonna have to wrestle him like up off the seat, through the hatch. It's like this floppy duffel bag that weighs 300
pounds. Can you take
pounds.
the bag? I think he's a two-hand job.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'll cover the rear.
All right.
keep eyes
I will.
forward.
I'll deal with Conrad. I will wrestle him out. Am I going to need a roll for that?
Yeah, actually, he's unwieldy and floppy and heavy enough
So gross.
that there is the possibility that you might like hurt yourself here.
Okay. What type of roll?
Strength plus let's call it a stamina roll.
Oh, baby.
Oh, snap. You were born for this. Yes.
That's one success.
Yes.
This isn't your first time wrestling a corpse through an emergency hatch.
I did get one failure though.
That's not.
As long as it's not on
Okay.
a stress dice, it's not a problem.
All right. Good.
Okay, yeah, you're able to get Conrad. You can feel something sloshing
Oh no, no.
on the inside.
It's like pushing up and the part goes. It's like, oh no, no, no. That goes back.
You know, remember when you were a kid and you'd have gym class and right before, like after lunch, and you would feel like
Sloshy.
sloshing?
Okay, well, I guess we will sort of like gather ourselves outside of the sled. It's like, okay, I think I've got him. Like
Perfect.
Yoda style.
Okay. How's the best way to do this? Actually, I think I want you covering our rear while I open the doors.
Can I carry Conrad with one hand?
No.
I was assuming I'd be carrying Conrad, or
Oh,
at least
okay.
dragging him through.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I'll trade off then. I
Just-
will.
My point is I want two weapons on that uncovered exit.
Yeah, all right. But do you literally want me to dual wield?
If you can.
That's dumb.
Okay, then don't.
Like, you did go to basic, right?
No.
So, no, you know what? I'll tell you later. I'll get the shotgun out.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so you train it down the hallway. and there is a sealed hatch at the end of the hallway, and you're otherwise just in one of these like stretched hexagonal cross-section hallways.
Okie dokie. One bulkhead at a time, I guess.
Yep. Open. Yeah, we'll move to the first bulkhead,
Okay.
dragging our bag as we go.
This is so undignified.
Tell me about it.
Oh, fuck.
You move past the first bulkhead.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect. Seal it behind us.
Okay.
Move to the second bulkhead.
You move to the second bulkhead. It is also clear.
And we will continue up on this in this manner
Okay.
until we make our way to ops or break the cycle.
Takes 5 days.
Jesus.
You arrive at ops. You've sealed off everything
Hooray.
behind you.
Hey.
Oh, thank God. Sinclair, how's Schaefer doing?
He was having a nap.
No sense bothering him then.
Seal the exit behind you as you slurp Conrad's baggie in.
Have you managed to find out anything else about what we're dealing with here?
No, but if you would review the footage, that might help.
Absolutely.
Okay, while they do that, I'm gonna find like a trolley or something to put Conrad on.
Okay. You can find, a
Like a furniture dolly.
furniture dolly equivalent.
Yeah. The one with the shitty wheel.
So you see here, Schaefer is staring at the doorway and listening to something, which I believe was Holloway's warning to him, and then watch the shadow descend from the ceiling.
Jesus.
And here Schaefer is running, and it tries to leap at him, but is intercepted by Holloway. And they fight. Holloway dies, and the being ascends back into the ceiling.
That's not normal.
And like the way the fight plays out is very much like, it feels like this thing is brushing aside a confusing piece of equipment rather than fighting. Like,
Yeah.
right, like it brushes her aside a couple of times. She hits it, it recoils, and then like picks her up and slams her into a wall.
Yeah, so it definitely seems more interested in Schaefer than in Holloway.
Thank goodness he got off the station then.
Another thing I noticed was the gas sensors seem to pick up. They're transversal between the two areas of the ship, so we may be able to track their comings and their goings.
Wait, you're saying that they can move outside of the normal conduits?
Most likely.
Oh, good.
Okay. Oh God.
Thanks,
We seem safely sealed here, but you remember how the mysterious mass outside the library seemed to form an inverted shell
Right.
around
Yes.
it? Yes. I believe that is where they are mostly located.
God. Just have to survive. Just have to survive another 90 hours.
Oh, good.
It's more like 85 at this point. Maybe even like 80.
80, another 80 hours. I was planning a nice dinner, but looks like we still got some work to do here if we want to stay safe.
Schaefer is gonna actually call comms. Sorry, excuse me, and be like, so he's gonna ring. I guess if somebody wants to pick up.
Good morning, Schaefer.
Hi. Just had a random thought. Do you remember that area of the ship that Barker and I went into?
Yeah, the space anus.
Yeah. What if that's the nest?
What do you mean the nest?
Or like, because the stuff that was on the walls could be, I mean, it looked organic, and we came back and we analyzed it, and it's kind of, it looks like the same material as what that creature was, I guess. Same shade. You know, like it just like, it matches up.
Okay.
So it's
So,
their house.
yeah. I don't know, just a thought.
Yes, I'm working from the same assumption. Good work, Schaefer.
Thanks.
I think you maybe need to be more concerned with yourself, as the records show that they brought something back up from the moon.
All right, good talk.
Wait, they brought something back from the moon?
Wait, what?
Yes.
Yeah, that was in the first.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying not to think about it, but that's cool. I'll just sit here by myself, going to the surface of the moon.
Don't worry. Don't worry. The Roman and I will be working on a rescue plan for when you reascend the umbilical.
Thanks. Yeah,
You're welcome.
That's great. Fuck me, I guess.
Stay cozy.
Yeah, I'll talk to you soon. And hang up.
When the seat light is on. No. Oh.
Yeah.
The crawler begins its deceleration.
Oh God. Yeah. Okay, so
It's got to come down from the speed of sound.
yeah. How long do I have any idea how long the deceleration would take?
Probably a couple hours.
Okay, I'm chilling.
You gotta
still.
jump just before you hit the ground.
Oh, sick. Yeah.
You probably got like
If I roll, I'll be fine, right? Yeah. I'm gonna wait until it fully stops before I put on all the gear that I found. And stuff
Can
like
I
that.
have a look at the station schematic?
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
we had a version with
I have it here on this
weird
monitor.
void. Like, could we isolate this?
In theory, it's.
I posed the question in the room. I don't have any ideas, but it's like, is it something that could be done?
Like, you mean just seal it off?
Seal it off? Yeah, maybe.
What do you mean by this?
Well, this, like, my assumption, if I may be permitted to use a $5 word, is that this unaccounted for spot is the weird thing, house, nest, whatever the hell we want to call it. Can we isolate it from the rest of the ship?
Service says no.
In theory, it already is.
Yeah.
Somehow they seem to be making egress.
How the hell would they be getting in and out?
I believe there is an entranceway down near the cargo hold.
I feel like that's something we should probably close up, if it exists.
At the very least, we may want to retrieve Holloway just to see if they've got any data left that we can retrieve.
That's...
Well, at least you have weapons now.
Yeah, that's...
Honestly, I'm beginning to find it odd now that Holloway was here for 3 months, or 2 months before we were awoken, and didn't encounter this thing in that time.
You want to ask her about it?
At this point, yeah.
If there's anything left to ask? Okay, you want to posse up?
Seems like a good idea at this
Yeah,
point.
this is definitely not a solo job. I don't think any of us should be moving around alone.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, well, take some time to freshen up, get some coffee in you.
Yeah, okay.
Got a fresh pot on.
Yeah, it's just like sort of generally square our shit away. We're gonna go. Just trying to think of anything that we can. Cause you mentioned like changing the temperature.
Indeed.
Okay, like if we keep our suits, maybe we can keep that temperature like unpleasant.
As I said, I'm all for just blowing the station and sending vacuum through each one of these corridors.
Oh, then we lose Holloway.
That's true, but I don't think that's not a bad final option.
Yeah, I mean, the nuclear option, so to speak. Well, you're the top brass here. What do you figure we should do? Is Holloway worth the risk?
Well, your question should be, is Schaefer worth the risk? How is Schaefer supposed to get back from the elevator?
That's the other issue.
It's got an up button, right?
Yes, it does.
But once he gets to the cargo bay, he's stuck there.
Yes. Schaefer said he saw the creature as the elevator doors closed
And
on
if
him.
this thing is as dangerous as it is, I don't think that anyone who comes to the station for rescue is going to want to spend any more time here than absolutely necessary.
I mean, it's sounding more and more like securing the cargo bay is going to be an important task to undertake.
At the very least, just to get Schaefer out.
Yeah.
We can probably have anyone who comes to us, we can let them know to dock outside where the tug currently is, and we can just jettison it off.
So, do we wait for Schaefer to come back up?
I think we need to be ready for when he gets there.
Okay.
I've been working on a plan to isolate the creature. I think maybe some of the space cans in the cargo hold would be stable enough to hold it.
What, you want to take it alive?
How will we kill it? You're welcome to try.
I may just do so if I am given opportunity. I mean, I don't know. We don't know anything about this thing. Is it
Exactly.
alive? Can we kill it?
We don't know.
I don't know.
All
Seems
right.
to be able to survive in a hostile environment.
So what's the plan?
Plan is, we go.
Secure
we can-
cargo bay?
If we can secure it in the container, then we don't have to worry about what other paths it has to enter the station.
That's a good point. And if we can secure it, then we're free to move around as we wish.
Exactly. We'll know where it is.
Well, you've been working the most with the system so far. I'll leave you in charge of that for the moment. If you need an assistance, let me know.
Okay.
Otherwise,
We may have to lure it back into the station.
well, we know it doesn't like things that are cold and dry. If we can make things more like its home, if that is its home. Is there a way we could vent the non-library portion of the station?
Certainly.
On the crawler, there is a like an observation area where you can see down, and below you, even though it's night, because it's always night, you can see the storm system around the habitable zone growing until it's starting to fill, like suddenly become a horizon and not a ring below you. And at the very base, you can see a series of lights from what look like very large structures as you approach them.
Okay. Do you have any idea what those would be? They're just like the station
There's-
that's down there? Like,
Yeah, there would be an anchor point for the umbilical.
Okay.
Or for not the, it's not an umbilical, it's just a ribbon.
I'll start putting all like the cold weather gear on
Yeah,
and getting ready, because if I can see you, it's probably like a little while ways away, but
yeah, you're on like
I need
your
some idea.
approach.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So you are going to go do the thing?
Actually, at this point, we're not going to do anything just yet. We're going to attempt to
I think
lure
we're
it
going
into
to plan and sit tight until we find out what Schaefer's doing.
Okay.
Okay.
Until Schaefer is returning, I believe.
I'm going to review this tape.
While you all work on a plan,
Yes.
we can say that that takes up the remainder of the time for the crawler.
Yep.
The crawler slows, and all around you, you see it's like a prairie storm system, right? With tall clouds and lightning storms. As these two, like, warm, breathable air encounters whatever atmosphere the moon had before, and just like, just storms.
out, yeah.
Yeah. And The crawler arrives at a facility, like a pad, on the middle of a broad plain. And the terrain seems stony and rough. And off to one side is the enormous conical structure of an atmosphere processor. And the crawler arrives and shudders as it touches down.
I guess I would have told him, hey, the crawler is just about to finish landing. I'm actually going to go take a look around briefly and just see if I can't find anything else out about what happened. I think it's worth our time. And also, I'm curious.
Nope, that's fair.
Yeah.
We've got to figure things out up here.
All right.
For your
And then I'm
return.
going to come back up. So if you don't hear from me, and just hold tight. I'll
Don't stick your dick anywhere you don't want to get it chopped off.
And importantly, do radio up before you come back.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Yeah, it was nice talking to you all.
Good talk.
We'll relay the situation of what's going on upstairs down to you as
We
well
always
before
told
we.
each other that. Didn't
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I'll wait for it to stop, and then I guess go take a peek.
You have
Okay.
a way with words.
You, the cargo area of the crawler arrives flush with the base of the landing pad, which means the crew or the passenger area actually sinks into like the base.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And there's a door you can open.
Yeah.
And you open, there's an airlock. Step through into the base facility.
Yeah, just keep going.
Okay. It's cold.
Yeah.
Somebody's left a door open, you think?
Okay.
And there is like a little ice snow that is gathering in the hallway here.
Okay.
You can hear the whistle of wind.
Can I go find that open door?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go close it.
Okay. Looking out through the door, you see a large ramp leading upwards with like vehicles parked nearby. And yeah, it's cold outside. The vehicles are like covered in snow. There's snow blowing in through the door, and you can haul it closed.
Yeah. Now, do things look like they're in disarray, or are things like pretty? Like, I know there's snow everywhere, and obviously it's hard to tell, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like,
Give me an observation roll.
yeah. Has my stress increased at all?
You're in an odd Zen state, let's say.
Okay.
This snow's pretty. Jeez, when
2
was
successes.
the last time you would have seen
Two
snow?
successes.
Yeah.
The vehicles outside look like they're covered in tarps.
Okay.
Things look like they were locked down, but this door is open. And in the snow, even though like wind is blowing things around, there is evidence of footprints.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's nothing here, right? Basically, it's like this is just the landing. There's some vehicles here that people would travel to. I'm assuming there's another structure, like
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
There's an atmosphere processor, and a lot of this is underground,
Yeah.
just to protect it from. This wasn't always breathable atmosphere.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, I'll keep heading to the other building. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, I'll leave. And, like, I wanted to get a good look at this area. Like, I closed the door so I could look at this area. Not.
Yeah. Like there are like big all-terrain crawlers here that you can use.
I don't even know if I could drive it. Would I know how to drive one? That's the real question. I don't think Schaefer would.
Yeah. Okay.
And if
So
there's footprints, I'm assuming then that I can travel.
yeah.
So I'm going to try that.
Okay. So you open the door again and step out. Outside, you see the conical structure of the atmosphere processor, and in the far distance, an ocean. You're on an island.
Oh.
Huh.
Not a big island, but you're on an island.
Yeah.
I said there was going to be a beach episode.
Now, Adam doesn't know this, but that's weird, right? Like, Schaefer would know, like, hey, this shouldn't be
It's plausible. It was
plausible?
if it was an ice moon.
Yeah.
Is it water?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll travel to
Dark,
like-
dark water.
If it was an ice moon, maybe you're just like, oh, there's a piece of land that sticks above the ice. We could, here, we land here.
Okay, I'll travel to the processor.
Okay. It takes some time,
Yeah.
and you trudge like slowly and deliberately across it. And your breath is loud inside, like both inside the respirator and then inside the muffled space of the parka. You find the crew entrance for the atmosphere processor and step inside. Inside the command section, or the control room, there's someone in here.
Holy fuck. Like,
She's
a
wearing
lot.
the same uniform you are.
yeah.
It's Bryce, the science team lead.
Like, like, just turn around? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
she's like, what the fuck?
Schaefer,
Bryce?
you're alive. Thank you for joining us this week on Dice Friends.
God damn it.
Got him!